The road outside Birmingham, Alabama, was nearly empty that night, except for a few cars passing by. The streetlights flickered, casting long, sharp shadows over the highway. It was just past 11 p.m., the hour when everyone wanted to get home. Lieutenant Commander Maya Ellis had been driving for 2 hours, fingers drumming on the steering wheel. A soft jazz tune played in the background, filling the silence of the car. She wasn't in uniform, just a simple black sweater and jeans. She thought she blended in. Then came the red and blue lights flashing in her rearview mirror, gaining fast. Maya's stomach tightened. Not from fear, she was used to these things, but from exhaustion. She signaled, moved over, and eased her car to the shoulder. She didn't flinch. Her hands remained visible on the wheel. A white patrol car stopped behind her. The officer took his time getting out. His boots scuffed the asphalt, one hand resting on his belt, the other holding a flashlight. Maya's eyes met his in the side mirror. "Briggs. License and registration," he said. His voice flat, rehearsed. "Was I speeding, officer?" Maya's tone was calm, unbothered. Briggs didn't answer. Instead, he took her documents, holding them just out of reach, inspecting the car. "Tail lights out," he said like it was her fault. Maya frowned. "That can't be right." He glanced at her with a hardened gaze. "Are you arguing with me?" The silence between them thickened. Maya felt the shift, the unspoken moment where power met resistance. She'd seen it before, but she knew her rights. "I'm not arguing," she replied. "My taillights were checked, but if there's an issue, I'll get it fixed." Briggs didn't listen. "Step out of the car." She exhaled, glancing ahead. No witnesses. She tapped her fingers on the steering wheel. "Mind telling me why?" "Because I said so." His smirk was smug. "Fine." She unbuckled and stepped out of the car. The night air was cool against her skin, but she stayed steady, relaxed, like a soldier in formation. She wasn't looking for a fight, but she wasn't going to back down. He moved closer, his eyes sizing her up. "Turn around," hands on the car. Maya hesitated for just a moment. "Why?" "Are you resisting?" he sneered. "No," Maya responded evenly. "I'm asking a question." He took a step closer, smirking. But Maya didn't flinch. "You don't want to do this," she said, her voice cool, controlled. Without warning, he reached for his cuffs, and she knew he was making his move. But she wouldn't be his victim. She turned slowly, placing her hands on the car. The metal was cold. He yanked her arms behind her back, too tight, too rough. She stayed calm. "You don't know what you're doing," she murmured. "Lady, I know exactly what I'm doing," he chuckled, shoving her into the patrol car. The seat was hard. The cuffs burned her wrists. But she kept her composure. She'd been through worse. Minutes passed. Then 5. Then 10. Briggs finally slid into the front seat, whistling. "Well, well," he muttered, grinning. "Let's take a little ride." She didn't respond. Briggs threw the car into gear. "You must really think you're somebody," he muttered, sneering. "I don't think I know," Maya answered, steady, unshaken. Briggs' hand flexed on the wheel, his arrogance cracking for a moment. The courtroom was tense, and Maya stood tall, her posture sharp. She was no longer in handcuffs, no jumpsuit, just a tailored navy blue blazer and an undeniable presence. Beside her, her attorney Carla Whitman flicked through the case files, eyes sharp and focused. The doors at the back of the courtroom opened. Briggs walked in. His shoulders squared, but there was a stiffness in his step, a flicker of uncertainty. His confidence was shattered. Maya caught his eye. He looked away. But the judge entered. "Let's get to it," he sighed, glancing at the case files. Lieutenant Commander Maya Ellis was unlawfully detained. The prosecutor began, his voice even but firm. "This arrest was not based on probable cause, and there's evidence of misconduct from Officer Briggs." The room murmured. Briggs shifted in his seat, his jaw tight. The prosecutor continued. "We have an internal review showing a pattern of racial profiling by Sergeant Briggs. A review of his cases reveals disproportionate traffic stops involving black drivers." Briggs shifted again, his face flushing. "I was following procedure," he muttered. "The body cam footage says otherwise." The prosecutor cut him off. The room was dead silent as the footage played. Maya's calm voice contrasted with Briggs' aggressive stance. "Sergeant Briggs, you violated protocol," Judge Kirkland said, his tone stern. "The charges against Lieutenant Commander Ellis are dismissed. I strongly suggest an internal investigation into your conduct." Briggs' face went pale. He looked like he'd been punched in the stomach. Maya stood, the weight of the moment hanging in the air. She collected her things, her expression calm and controlled. As she glanced toward Briggs one last time, their eyes met. No words were exchanged, but it was clear. This time she wasn't the one fighting for her reputation. This story made you pause. Made you feel something real. Then don't let that feeling stop here. 'Cause stories like this, they aren't just about characters. They're about us. What we believe. What we assume. And what we choose to remember. We didn't share this just to entertain you. We shared this to remind the world of something we keep forgetting. Respect matters. Truth matters. And silence is not weakness. Sometimes the quietest people hold the loudest stories. The ones who've been hurt the most often carry the most strength. They don't need applause. They don't need revenge. They just need someone to finally see them, to see past the labels, to hear the silence behind their eyes, to say, "I believe you. I see you." Because when someone has been overlooked their whole life, that one moment of recognition can feel like justice. And for those who laugh too soon, judge too fast, look down instead of leaning in, let this story be a mirror. The man in cuffs wasn't broken. He was built differently, stronger, quieter, and far more powerful than they ever imagined. And the truth he carried, it didn't need a courtroom. It didn't need permission. Just needed time. Because truth doesn't chase applause. Wait. And when the world is finally quiet enough to listen, speaks. So if this story reached something in you, share it. Not for the views. Not for the likes. But because someone else somewhere needs to feel what you just felt. Maybe they've been misjudged. Maybe they're hiding their truth behind silence. Maybe they're standing on the edge, wondering if anyone will ever look past the surface. Let this video be the hand that reaches them. Let it be the moment they realize they're not alone. Their story still matters. And what's true will always find its way home. We're not just here to tell stories. We're here to rewrite what the world thinks it knows. To honor those who stay silent until it matters most. So if you're still here, thank you. You're the reason we do this. You're the kind of person this world needs more of. Someone who listens. Someone who sees. Now take that heart and carry this forward. Because change doesn't start with noise. It starts with moments like this. Subscribe for more stories that challenge what we assume. That lift the veil on hidden truth. That remind us. One story. One moment of truth. Can shift everything. And sometimes, the one they laughed at was the one who held all the power. Oolong. As the screen fades to black. Remember this. Silence isn't empty. It's full of the things we never dared to say. And when it finally speaks, the world listens.